Man, I kind of feel bad for Devin Haney. Think about it, guys. No matter whose side you're on, you guys got to think about it. Ryan Garcia is the one that, allegedly tested positive for PEDs, but, Devin Haney's the one getting all the hate on social media. Everyone's calling him a sore loser, and it's kind of messed up. I'm not going to lie. I feel bad for Devin because he's in a kind of difficult spot, because I personally think Devin has a level of power, but I don't think he has power to the point where he can be a knockout artist and a real threat. You do need power, a certain level of power, to keep fighters off of you, especially at 140. And Devin's having a hard time making 140 alone. So going up to 47, being able to make that weight more comfortably, but he doesn't have the power to, carry it along well. I don't know if that power would translate better at 47, but he is in a difficult position because, now he's talking about a disqualification. He wants Ryan Garcia to face a suspension. And, as he should, if, Ryan Garcia does end up, testing positive with that B sample and it returns to be positive, then yeah, Ryan Garcia definitely has to deal with the repercussions. But for Devin Haney, in my opinion, covering boxing for a minute, I feel like to earn the respect of everyone within the boxing world, he's honestly done that. If you fought a guy on PEDs and you still weren't, quitting, he got up continuously. I thought that showed me a lot about Devin Haney's character. But I do think if he really wants to get some revenge and, get rid of that O, realistically, even if you get a disqualification win over Ryan Garcia, I think a rematch is very much in play here. I think a rematch is highly anticipated, where there's a big narrative for it now. The fact that Ryan Garcia did have a tremendous performance and pulled off a big upset of the year for the sport of boxing. But ultimately, if he tested positive for PEDs, which he allegedly did the day before and the day of the fight with Devin Haney, then, now there's a narrative of, would Devin Haney actually lose to Ryan Garcia in a rematch? I personally think yes, even if Ryan Garcia is clean, he beats Devin Haney in a rematch, but that's just my personal opinion. We can't say that for fact. We'd have to actually see it take place. And I've been talking about how, Devin Haney, he's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. I just think the lack of power really makes a difference in fights. So when he faced a guy like Ryan Garcia, PEDs or not, I still favor Ryan against him because I think the power is just too much of a factor. I don't think that Devin Haney has enough power to keep Ryan Garcia off of him. At least that's what I saw in the first fight. Whether or not PEDs were in play, I'm still going to look at that fight, and use my judgment to see, how a rematch would go and predict a rematch. Because in a rematch, I would expect Devin Haney to have a better game plan. But in a better game plan, I still have concerns about his mental state, and I'll elaborate on that. So, what really happened in the first fight, let's take PEDs away for a second. Let's say that, Ryan somehow becomes innocent. Just put it aside for a second. Either way, Devin Haney went into that fight with the wrong game plan. Let's be real. Let's keep it 100. Devin Haney wasn't supposed to fight that kind of fight. He shouldn't have gone there with the game plan of, standing in the center of the ring like Ryan Garcia asked him to. He did that, and that's not what Devin Haney is good at. Devin Haney has to do what Devin Haney does best. You have to use your best weapons and your best game plan, which is your jab and the right hand. Those are Devin's two best weapons, but to utilize them, you have to do what you do best. You have to have the upper body movement, the better footwork. You got to take advantage of Ryan Garcia's weaknesses, continuously move to your left to avoid that left hook from Ryan Garcia. The bow and arrow jab. There were things that Devin Haney did wrong, in my opinion. I'm not trying to, critique him and be an expert, but any real fan knows that Devin Haney fought the wrong fight. And this isn't to say that Ryan Garcia still wouldn't beat Devin even if he comes with the correct game plan. But my real question is, I believe that, Devin Haney went into that Ryan Garcia fight very confident, potentially overconfident, but he had a high level of confidence, but he went in there with the wrong game plan ultimately. That's what played to his demise. But in a rematch, I fear that he may have the right game plan going into the fight, and he intends on boxing Ryan Garcia, which he should, but I'm not sure the confidence will be the same, because now he knows mentally, this guy has hurt me before. PEDs or not, this is the only guy to really drop me. This is the only guy to really punish me in the sport of boxing. So it is going to play a factor no matter what. And that's unfortunate. If Ryan Garcia did, essentially cheat if people, the New York Athletic Commission ultimately decide that he was cheating, he broke the rules, then it does, kind of seem unfair, because now Devin Haney may never be the same fighter. Took a hellacious beat down from Ryan Garcia, and if it wasn't done in an honest and with integrity, then it is a little bit unfair. So that's a reason why I do kind of feel for Devin Haney, because everybody's roasting him right now. Everybody's saying you're not that good, you're overrated. I don't think it's so much that. I think Devin got caught in between styles. He got confused on the fight that he was supposed to fight, because you have his dad, his trainer, as someone who was there during fight week. I can tell you guys that I saw Bill Haney telling Devin that he's sending his son to go kill Ryan Garcia for everything that he said in the lead up, all the antics, everything that Ryan was saying that was offensive to Devin Haney and his father. He's gonna pay for it, with his life. That's the kind of stuff that Devin Haney's dad was saying. So you can't be too mad at Devin for going in there with that game plan to stand in the center of the ring and exchange with a big puncher. But that's ultimately what he did. He did that, and it played to their demise. That's also Bill Haney's fault as well. I'm sure Bill's a great guy. Let me tell you right now, like, he's a great promoter, he's a great father, this and that, but ultimately I think he knows that the game plan should have been to box Ryan Garcia, because Bill knows better than anybody in the world that his son is a premier boxer. He's a great boxer. He can box very well. Just because of this one performance, it doesn't change my mind, because I know for a fact that Devin Haney is a great boxer, but he didn't box Ryan Garcia. He got into a firefight with him, and that's why we saw the fight that we saw. I'm not saying that Ryan couldn't do the same thing, even though Devin has a good game plan and tries to box him. It's very possible Ryan Garcia still sharpshoots him and finds a home for that left hook, but it'll be a lot harder, as opposed to Devin staying in front of him and giving Ryan Garcia the fight that he asked for. You don't do that. You don't give a fighter what he wants. You have to make him uncomfortable. That's what Devin Haney should have done in that fight. So in a rematch, it'll be interesting. Like I said before, I'd love to see Devin Haney go in there with the right game plan and win by any means necessary. If it has to be a boring fight, win a boring fight. But if you can beat Ryan Garcia, this is how you get all the haters to back off of you, and you can prove to yourself that, hey, he beat me, but he was on PED, so it doesn't actually count. When we're clean, I beat him, I box him easily, and I make him look like an amateur. That's what Devin has to do. That's how he gets his name back in the conversation, by avenging this loss. But I really do think it's essential for his career to avenge this loss against Ryan Garcia, whether it's ruled a disqualification or not. We've seen fighters like Miguel Cotto deal with a guy that was cheating. I'm not saying Ryan's cheating, but if it turns out to be that case, a guy like Miguel Cotto took a rematch and said, in a clean fight, I beat you, and he went in there and stopped Margarito. So there is a narrative, and I understand that Devin may not want to give Ryan Garcia a rematch, because he knows in the back of his mind that if anything's possible in the sport of boxing, and if he fights Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia's clean and Devin's clean, that the outcome could be the same as the first fight. And if it is, Devin did all this fighting for nothing. He went on ESPN talking about the PED usage, talking about how he had never been outmatched like that. That kind of stuff isn't going to age well. So I think that's a big reason why Devin may be evading the rematch, may be a reason why he's not interested in it. But I do think that once that money's on the table, once he gets sent a formal and official offer, his mind may change. The decision may alter, even though he has to, take a big risk in getting in the ring, risking his reputation, because everybody, is running with that narrative that Ryan cheated. But if he's clean in a rematch and then he still beats Devin, and let's say it's the same kind of beating, or it could even be worse, just thinking hypothetically here, and I would pick Ryan in that rematch. But if that happened, it would look really bad on Devin Haney's part, right? Like, you guys let me know in the comments if you guys think I'm off on this, but I really do think if they fight a rematch, that it's still not an easy fight for Devin. I pick Ryan, but it's a winnable fight, because Devin in the first fight was able to bag rounds 2 to 5. If PEDs did play a factor, and Devin was able to dominate from rounds 2 to 5, who's to say that in a rematch he won't be able to dominate and bag rounds 2 to 12. You know, we don't know, but there is that element of, you know, power that Ryan Garcia carries, and I just can't bet against that comfortably. So I would probably pick Ryan in a rematch, but I do feel for Devin in this time of, you know, he's dealing with the loss, dealing with a lot of adversity, being dropped for the first time, getting a beating, and I do feel for him because, you know, he's getting a lot of hate on social media. So we should all take it easy on Devin Haney. He's a credible fighter. He's a great boxer. But I do think that he needs that rematch to really avenge his loss, whether it's overruled to a disqualification or not. I still think that rematch has to go down if he really wants to prove it to the boxing world that he's that guy. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about Devin Haney and this whole situation with the PEDs and his, you know, technical loss to Ryan Garcia, but it may be overturned to a disqualification or a no contest. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.